news from the mines?
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable. I want those goblins out of my mines by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
Are you deaf? I said I want those goblins out! Make it happen, even if you have to spear Drexis yourself.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one-pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, and now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
Let's hear the details.
I must say, I'm also intrigued.
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up with the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's Cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular, that are sure to make your mouth water. I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, he's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damned bridges, haven't they? I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask away, friend. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some such tripe. A strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the right buyer, it's worth more than diamonds. Rot? You're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half are cured by that cult. How now, pal of mine?
Captain, call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? God's almighty.
Must you look every gift horse in the mouth? Tenebrium may well prove to be of incalculable value to us. And us, unfortunately, still includes you, Sue.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silverglen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant of the guild, and shepherd to the happy flock of miners within this settlement. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed. To think how the humble miners of Silverglen suffer. I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a certain spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the tenebrium and be gone. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever dares approach them into ribbons. These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Drexis's head on my mantle would save countless miners from a slow starvation, my liege. What's one goblin over countless disenfranchised workers? Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal. Those brutes! I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects of clearing tenebrium, and those interlopers met my invitation with a hostile takeover. They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months, and meanwhile my men have all but forgotten their vocation and turned instead to their damned religion. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Yes, a dreadful business that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of those who've been afflicted. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first, we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet, laziness, and general malingering. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back, no matter what that crackpot conduit would have one believe. My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to Silverglen. Some insane huckster, calling herself the conduit of the goddess, made her way to Silverglen at the height of the rot's hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls them. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick. Or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine hypnotizing an entire town with nothing more than snake oil. Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners care hardly at all for getting the mines back in good working order.
If these villagers ever find out what Lawrence did, it's curtains for him.
Psst. Over here, Hunter. It's me, Arthur. Over here, Hunter.
Source Hunter. You've made it into the hamlet of Silverglen, I see. Unnerving spot, don't you find? Leandra has fashioned herself a hero here, but the townsfolk don't seem to know the truth behind the conduit, though they call themselves Immaculates. They're thick as trout, if you ask me, and unnaturally obsessed with ancient teachings. I haven't seen Leandra here myself, but she must have put on quite a show of magical mastery to enthrall a crowd of shaggy miners, to have them hop on the bandwagon of a shadowy religion wholly alien to them. Haven't you heard them whisper of the blood? How their eyes shine when they discuss certain stellar stones? Star stones, of course, which drenched in blood become bloodstones and are used in healing rituals. Now, I can see how it could be a fantastic thing to nurse a dying human back to health, if all it takes is to sacrifice a toad. But I spy bloodlust in these people's eyes. A bloodlust that goes beyond the usual meaning of the word. They all act like they're following a benign goddess that will lead them to paradise. But I'll be a dappled Dalmatian if any of that is true. I've been shadowing the local priest, a man by the name of Loic. I have the feeling he knows more than most in Silverglen, for I've followed him in the night when he meets with cloaked strangers, and goblins even. Mangoth, Hyberheim. Of strange things I've heard him whisper. Yes, this priest has shady goings-on written all over that smug, holier-than-thou face of his. But we must start at the beginning, Source Hunter. The White Witch is still at large. If we want to get to the true heart of Leandra's doings, we must start with her sister. And she's far likelier to be in her cabin among the trees than here among Leandra's followers. The advantage of being a puss, my friend, is that one can pussyfoot. A white-haired wizard draws attention, but a cat can move about unnoticed and, indeed, unseen. Not that I'm not extra wary of these bloodsuckers, though. There's a conspicuous absence of pets in this eerie little town. The Immaculate's presence here is highly disconcerting. But we mustn't lose sight of our mission, Source Hunter. The White Witch resides somewhere in the wilds of the surrounding forest, and we must find her.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade, but in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is hiding something they hope you won't discover. I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on. Warms my heart to picture him squirming about plain as day with 3 seasoned source hunters on his tail. Nowhere to hide his sniveling mug than at the bottom of a burlap sack.
Welcome be, O seeking souls, to this holy house of Immaculates. I am Loic, enlightened one among Immaculates, spokesman for the holy conduit, as she is spokesman for the goddess herself. Hers is the blood.
Set me the conduit.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Blessed be the goddess.
Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part. You find yourself in the goddess's temple, therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome, read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards enlightenment.
Oh, goddess, to become enlightened.
The conduit, yes. She, the most exalted of all, second only to the goddess. It was she who brought us first her divine words, then her divine will, a will made real in blood. Truly, though, she is quite beyond your concern, O wandering soul. She stands so very high above your humble station. The goddess is the light and life of all. Corrupt is the world that generations of men and beasts have left behind, but immaculate it may be once more, cleansed in the blood of the unworthy. The few, the proud, the enlightened, theirs will be her kingdom. When red has run until no red is left, a paradise we will have shapen, and the goddess will dwell among us.
Beware of the lost ones out there, Wanderer. Their blood is impure.
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor, Nadia. Please let us know how we can help you. You've probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Silverglen. My father, Ben, his death was somewhat mysterious. And we've traced the puzzle back to this little settlement. My mother will have plenty to say on that subject, if you're interested. Ma's a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off skipping town. Not that that'll stop her from cursing your line for the next 1,000 cycles of bendis. My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife. His death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. But now we're here, and we won't leave until we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death. Move along.
Farma Malbenita, a source hunter in Silverglen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help, and now help has, how you say, appeared from skinny vapors. My story? Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the, how you say, the short end of stick. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium. Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike Source. My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth, but this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Vizago, my darling Ben, we got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets. But he here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from silver mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silverglen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapses at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. Each hour he grew worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slipped away from us, and we bury him with much grief. When his father died, Sebi became restless. Being of the age, he joined army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I joined army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent with the same disease that killed Ben. I discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both. I come to Silverglen to discover truth, and here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, Source Hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi plantos seritsarbo cae tormenti via nepo soggiai branco. Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck. I will do my best to give answer, Source Hunter. I have not found scrap of civilization among these apes. Shebil longs for heaping plate of my famous sire mule, but the local fairs support no fine food, unless squirrel meat inspire you. As for neighbors, well, those cultists would rather sacrifice supper to goddess than eat it. May Zalmoxis strike him down, the murderer! I have one goal in Silverglen. To make him share in the suffering he caused. I am certain he has gained from making those miners take the tenebrium. Now I have only to prove it. Ha! I have no interest in those emasculates and their goddess. As Zalmoxis say in Book of Holy, I am jealous God. Why can I not read your mail if you have nothing to hide? Who is Aunt Sherry exactly? Aren't I enough for you? Nothing natural could cause such terrible disease at mere touch. If you ask me, I say dark magic, maybe even source at its root. That foul thing! A terrible disease. It transforms flesh of living into flesh of corpse, while infected person still lives. Arms grow black and heavy, legs grow black and heavy, hair rots from scalp. Cielo helpo min! Oh, what memories I have.
Abundance!
Squeak! I hear Nadia whispering all kinds of accusations about Lawrence, but until she has proof, whispers they'll remain.
Blessed be. Welcome to Silverglen. Once a place of sin, now a place of salvation.
Those damn toll trolls are such a nuisance. I lose a fortune each time I travel to Hunter's Edge.
Oh no, Pantomime.
Come hither, sweetheart. Or if I had a star...
Over here, sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm aching to share a moment together.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Look at you, Sugar. Oh, I could take you on a ride neither of us would soon forget. Oh, Sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? I've got all kinds of, details to share with you.
Tall and strong.
Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. Ugh, I just don't understand it.
Hither, sweetheart.
They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her. Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer like you and a fine piece of tale like the one I've got in store for you?
plan of mine to pan out.
Oh, that's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold always puts me in the mood for a little romance. Follow me then, my knight in shining armor.
You must be in the wrong place, babe. The Miss Revellon contest is over there. Me? I'm Ramon. I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make your dreams come true. The gods of love malign us, for the room is currently occupied. Come back later, pet. Come back soon. No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Please, somebody do something! Throw a bucket of water over the damn thing!
Phalatrix! Princess Haltan or boom! You there! Back off! Bicky boom! One more step and Bicky boom!
No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here! It's crazy! It'll kill me! Calm down. We're not coming any closer. Let's just talk about this.
Yes, don't worry, miss. We'll get you out of this fix somehow.
Princess keep her trap shut or Bicky boom! No folks, shoo or Bicky boom! Last warning or Bicky boom!
The fuse is getting shorter. Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You saved my life! It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature.
For fresh air. But do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thanks once more, sweet hero. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs.
There you are, darling. Shall we get started then? So we shall, sugar. But do please ask your friend over there to give us a bit of privacy first. There you are, darling. Shall we get... Let's do it! But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage, merciless witch? Or a gentle, sensuous nymph? In need of a gentle hand, are you? Well, I've just the soft and sumptuous knoll in mind for you to rest your weary heads. Why don't we make ourselves comfortable and begin? Once upon a time, the patron goddess of feasting took a fancy to the humble spirit of insatiability. Of their union, a nymph, Clydella, was born. The child of parents so expert in flavour and quantity, Clydella's calling was clear. A master cook she became, the finest from Ground and Gulch to Wimpet Willow. Queens and sultans trembled before her crow's egg crumble. Dukes shed salty, toxic tears upon her sugared lion's wing. Clydella's cooking was beloved, yes, but to none so much as Clydella. Feasts she'd make and feasts she'd eat, licking up 3 wedding hams in the time it took to count them. More she craved, and more, till her clients had little more than crumbs to offer their guests. They'd wail and moan, but Clydella never quite heard them over the sound of her soup slurping. They stormed her kitchen, spittle flying, demanding dove roast, parsnip pudding, and pureed warg. But Clydella merely gazed upon them, blithely chewing jerky, and shrugged. Clydella's fame declined as the royals made deals with devils to find feasts as tasty as hers. But she never noticed one way or another. A nymph in her kitchen, frying and feasting, was all she'd ever needed to be. Well, that's the end, darling. I hope it was everything you dreamt of and more. I know I had myself a bang-up time.
Not even worth the rummaging. I was really hoping to find something better.
Hi there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some fun, and I'm just the girl to fun you. Oh, sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Indeed I do. Oh, come now, honey. Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I never said I was selling anything but a good time. A little tail's always nicer than a little tale. One always goes well in the end, and the other, well, charges triple for that sort of thing. Is he a gentle troll? Would he benefit from my particular expertise, you think? It is strange, but, well, if you're willing to pay me on behalf of your toll-taking friend, I'll be glad to keep him company. I do believe 2,050 gold should cover it. Well, I sure ain't romancing a troll for less, sweetheart. Who knows what sort of depraved requests he might make? Hi there, honey. Is he? And I'll take that gold. Cheers, darling. Well, I guess I'll be off to visit Mr. Troll then. He's the one closest to town, yeah? At least I won't have to run far if he gets too fidgety. See you around, sweetheart.
So, unless I'm very much mistaken, we just paid a courtesan to cheer up a lonely troll.
What's wrong with that? The fellow needed cheering, and that's what she'll do.
Still, I don't feel quite comfortable about all this. Frankly, it creeps me out.
Oh, you startled me. Let me compose myself. Hello, stranger. How can I help you? Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, Blosius, is a legionnaire, currently stationed in Sicil, but I haven't heard from him in far too long. He's Will? But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup. Please leave me. I just want to work in peace and be alone with my thoughts.
A little word of warning, traveller. The land to the north of here are dangerous. Creepy crawlies large as trolls over there. Blessed be, welcome to Silverglen. Once a place of sin, now a place of salvation.
You dare disturb my ruminations? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
Oh, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear. I've just the potion for that.
Oh, you haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
hero. My heart is still racing. That little monster's face haunts me every time I so much as blink. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. But this fiasco has put an end to it. I'll never set another foot into a client's room, not on my life. Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine, with rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to wear a grey wig, for example, and walk with a cane. But I digress. Anyway, he recently spent the night again, and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something awful all through the night. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Meridino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. Next thing I knew, he flew into a rage, said the treasure was his and his alone, and that I was nothing but a meddling care. I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried to escape. I spent hours of horrid fear up in that room until you saved me. Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I'll answer what I can. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. Fewer and fewer of them travel here now because of the undead around Seal and the goblins holed up in the mines. Times are hard for a working girl, to tell you the truth. But where would I go? There's danger to be found everywhere these days. These bedevilled days. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town, I don't want to join the club anew either. Give me fun, not fanaticism. Give me zeal, not zealotry. These people, I honestly don't know what has gotten into them.
Feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Rejoice, stranger. The rot is cured. The blight is lifted.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Business is booming year-round now that the mines are closed. Better to spend a day with a pint than a pickaxe. Isn't that so?
They say a witch lives in the woods east of here, but I've never seen her myself. One day, the conduit will smite her.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hut.
Business for you anyway. Well enough, full enough. It would be better if you glanced in my direction, though. Truth is, I'm a wee bit short at the moment. Waiting for a particular plan of mine to pan out for now.
Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that.
You believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pierce you to the bone. So, do you fancy a trade, then? Come now, before my ale arrives. Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that. Ever shot a bullseye in your sleep? Well, no wonder with your skill book as empty as all that.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Please.
You dare disturb my ruminations?
Welcome to the Immaculate Folk.
Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
Reeking of fresh blood.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
In my direction, though. Truth is, I only did some. Wait for a particular stand of ice to pass
Trolls, half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least they don't have that instinct on this side of the bridge, you rover.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Better that than drinking of fresh blood.
Tell me, sweetie, you have someone to find you always. You believe in the gods, baby? Give you the answer to all my things. What's this for you anyway? Well enough. Would be better if you glanced in my direction, though. Truth is, I've only been shocked. Waiting for a particular stand of ice to pan out for now. gods, baby, 'cause you're the answer to all my prayers. Come hither, sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my way.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
You believe in the gods, baby, 'cause you're the answer to all my prayers.
Praise the goddess. I've passed the trial. Friend, this is most
Come hither,
excellent news.
sweetheart, or if I had a
Welcome
star
to the
for every time
immaculate
you brighten my day,
Yes,
I'd have a galaxy
I can
in my
feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Yes, falling strong, up for a little roll in the hay. Not today, Ramon. I'm not in the mood for your games. What games, Granny? You've always been Silverglen's finest attraction, you know. Tell me, sweetie, you at sunburn, or are you always this hot? You believe in the gods, baby, 'cause you're the answer to all my prayers. You believe in the gods, baby, 'cause you're the answer to all my prayers. Come hither, sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my way. Come hither, sweetheart, or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my way. Well, this is for you anyway. Well enough, well enough. Would be better if you glanced in my direction, though. Truth is, I'm only the young. Ready for a trickle of dynamite to pan out for the hope.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. How's business for you anyway? Swell enough, swell enough. It would be better if you glanced in my direction, though. Truth is, I believe it's not. To give the answer to all my prayers. Come hither, sweetheart. Or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. Baby, that's all strong. Up for a little roll in the hay.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
You believe in the gods, baby. Give you the answer to all my prayers.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Tell me, sweetie, do you have sunburn, or are you always this hot?
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
These goblins are worse than the trolls. Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least they don't have that history and the shard of a creature over.
Come hither, sweetheart. Or if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Oh, this is for you anyway. Well enough, well enough. Would be better if you glanced in my direction, though. Okay, I believe it's so. Waiting for a particular plan of mine to pan out for now.
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. Hey there, tall and strong. Up for a little roll in the hay. What game, Granny? You've always been Silverglen's finest attraction, you know. Tell me, sweetie, you have someone by your own? You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Hello again, Your Grace. On behalf of the Mining Guild, I thank you from the bottom of our humble hearts for your assistance in this matter. I hope all's going swimmingly, my liege. Preposterous! What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silverglen? You do best to do as I do, my liege, and turn a deaf ear to her insane accusations.
To which Granny replied,
I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. Fumble and Ruby, the best of chums.
How can she stand there and regale that heap of troll grease with her stories?
To think I spent hundreds worth of troll toll on her, and she just lay there quiet as a mouse.
Says more about you than it does about...